I'll leave it to the professionals.
Last by Bundy, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hope on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her era lore. Call me Levi playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hope on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Reviews not falling for the FOMO. Listening to coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum entities. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I gotta shout out
Started
the
off with a
boy.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hope on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Breaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in shoes. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. I had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So I had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the ride with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and Steve for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain GM. Happy Monday. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't already done so, do us a favor, drop us a GM in the chat down below. Then head up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We greatly appreciate it. It does warm up the algo and does us real solid. You'll find the spaces link up there as well as the carousel. As we're getting things warmed up, hit those reminders for the shows the rest of the week. We have some special guests lined up and looking forward to a fun week. We need to bounce, so should be a good one. As always, I'm Captain and my co-host Steve. Never any financial advice in the show. Crypto is risky, NFTs are risky, meme coins exception risky. Go to zero to moment's notice. Please don't put any money you can't afford to lose. Know that Steve and I hold tokens we talk about from time to time here on the show. We're not financial advisors. Sure, not your financial advisor. I just top blasted 25x long at the Pico top of ETH. So don't join us for financial advice. Just join us for some fun information and education along the way. GM Steve, how you doing, sir?
GM. Okay, so I had in my cold open that I was glad I didn't take out longs last week when we initially talked about it. I feel bad that I was going to say that now because you opened up with the top last, but part of the game, I suppose. That's why you don't bet what you can't lose in the middle. But yeah, man, I'm debating putting some stables to work for sure to see how that goes. But yeah, no, I mean, it's red day. Red days are red days. It happens. Like I keep saying to people, like, I'm not trying to be like that guy. It can't be up only. Like, we have gone up. I was doing math on some things recently for some tweets I'm going to throw out there. The price of ETH in I want to say the beginning of May was like $1,800. Like it's like, I'm not like trying to like be that guy. By the way, give us a like, a retweet, comment to the room. They do say that your comments on Coffee with Captain do directly affect the market. So if you wanted to see it go up, let's get some comments. Let's get some GMs out in the chat. Appreciate everyone out there. Keep an eye on those chat tours. Thanks to everybody who's coming through on the YouTube, on the abstract chat. I don't know. I see some panic. I see some it's over. Look.
No, not even close. It's like you said, nothing goes up only forever. Like pullbacks are normal. Like it is a pullback. You know, the net outflows on Friday were 13,000 ETH compared to hundreds of thousands, billions of dollars net inflows. I bet we probably get another positive day today. I just like the demand is still there. Nothing's changed. Look at like the TradFi markets. Most is just shorts or longs rather getting liquidated. It's just leverage hunters. And yeah, I'm not phased at all by it. It's just normal part of bull markets. You don't have every day is up only. And no, as far as I know, nothing fundamentally has changed. Now hearing it this morning, I saw a post. It looks like we might get not one, not two, but potentially 3 rate cuts this year, which I don't know. That's a little aggressive, but yeah, I don't get the panic, but to each their own.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of what people are, again, I understand why people are panicking because, like, let's face it, like those numbers, the inflation numbers are bad for a rate cut. I mean, I said it at the time when we got those exact numbers on the show live. My take was that's not good for rate cuts, and I think that's what people were reacting to is that we're probably not going to get the size of the rate cuts we were looking for. We might not get as many that we're looking for. We might still because that's what they want to do. Yeah, I think the inflation numbers scared people, and I get it. Like, it's when you have inflation numbers like that, cutting rates is actually the wrong thing to do. But it seems like that's the way that they want to go. So I think we're going to go there anyway, and I think we're probably 3 weeks from a rate cut. So that's what I was trying to figure out. Are we going to go lower? Are we going to chop? I was figuring out what my strategy was there, but yeah, I mean the data is not good for that. Like the data hasn't looked good for rate cuts. Like. On paper, it is a bad long-term decision to cut rates, but I think it's coming anyway. So money's going to be cheaper and people are going to be buying. So I think we're heading that direction. And yeah, it's like the market is in a great place right now. Institutions are buying. People are doing the infrastructure and rate cuts are probably coming. So I don't know. I feel good about where I'm at.
I'm looking at not when, but how many rate cuts in 2025 because Von Prutton says it's down slightly. It's still 90% chance that we get rate cuts in 2025. Like the odds of zero cuts is 10%. So 90% chance we get one or more rate cuts in 2025. And they do meet. Part of this is speculation. Powell meets Friday later this week at Jackson Hole. I don't know why Jackson Hole, but they're meeting in Jackson Hole for a meeting this week, and we will see. But let me see September rate cuts is. I mean, still showing 74% chance of a rate cut in September.
Yeah, and that's it. I just think people are. Here's the thing. We're talking about in this place what we think will happen, and Polymarket's job is to predict what will happen, and the job of the market is to figure out what will likely happen. And regardless of anything, like the likelihood is we're going to see some rate cuts. So yeah, I think we're, I don't know if inflation is going to improve, but I don't think that matters. So, rate cuts come. Rate cuts are good for markets. Rate cuts make money cheaper. Stopping with the whole tariff shenanigan would certainly help with inflation. That could help us get some rate cuts a little bit easier, but I don't think that's happening. I think that's been a strong position that Trump ran on. Trump's been pushing, so I don't think that's happening. So I think we're just going to be in for this ride, and we're going to end up with, the rate cuts. And yeah, I mean, Jackson Hole, the Jackson Hole, Wyoming, meeting that they're having. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I see Peace Frog in the chat as well. So, I do wonder how Powell's going to approach it. Like I could see there being a nope, we're not, like playing it down and then markets tank back and then there are rate cuts. But I think we're 3 weeks. I think we're roughly 3 weeks away from our first rate cut.
Yeah. I guess the not issue, but is it going to be priced in? I think because so much of the market is expecting rate cuts despite inflation and stuff. Is it maybe not at least immediately, maybe not the anticipated effect of how the markets react to getting rate cuts?
Right. And that's the thing is like the question is like, what's priced in? And I don't know, like we didn't have the typical summer sort of pullback in crypto for that matter. Like we didn't have sort of the lazy, July, August time frame period. So June, July, August. So we also might be in for that too. Like it's hard to see, like, it's hard to see where we don't get the cuts. But to your point, like, are people already pricing them in? That's the question. I don't know. Like that is the $1 million question right now is like, are people pricing in the rate cuts already? And if they are, then we're not going anywhere, or we're going to continue to chop. And if we're not, then we'll continue to go up. But directionally long term, that's why like these are moments where like being somewhat more conservative, which is a hilarious thing to say in this space, is more comfortable to me because look, I mean, it sucks when I'm like, hey, I want to pay some bills. Like I got some pre-taxes I got to pay coming up and all that good stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm going to sell a little bit of crypto to do that. Sucks when it's down and I have to do that and I have to, whatever. But like when I started taking out some DeFi positions, I'm doing it with money that the goal is to park it for months, years, unless strategies change. And in doing that, the volatility isn't really bothering me. It's like when you have a dividend stock and you're earning dividends, like you just let it run. And when it's down, you buy a little more. When it's up, you buy a little less. The one thing I'm trying to debate on is how risky I feel about my liquidity pool. So my liquidity pool on my SOL did slip all the way to SOL this morning. It's happened twice to me in the past 2 weeks when I've been doing this. It always happens overnight when there's a big run. I kind of like being in SOL right now, straight up spot. But if we're going to chop for 3 weeks, I probably want to be in LP chopping and collecting fees. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Would you sell some of that SOL into USDC and redeploy? Or would you just kind of hold spot thinking it might run up and it's going to be a better chance? Because if it goes up or down, it's better for me to hold. If it's going to chop for the next 3 weeks, it's better for me to be deployed.
I don't know, man. I really have no idea over the next 3 weeks. I really don't know. It's going to go up or down or chop. I'll tell you that.
All right. Well, definitely is going to be one of those three things. What do you got on your list? What do you want to hit this morning?
Well, I saw you hit the so Peace Frog says this is Jerome Powell and other prominent central bankers, academics, and financial market participants convene for the Federal Reserve's annual Economic Policy Symposium. This year, the symposium is August 21st through 23rd in Jacksonville, Wyoming. On my list, though, I saw the story protocol drama that you put in the headlines. I don't know if there's a whole lot to hit on that, but I mean, probably more than meets the eye, other than just a founder exiting after unlocks. But that's probably at least worth noting. Then, or worth commenting on, and then I don't know where we go with it. But the hilarious to me that, like, literally, I find it very comical that there are people talking about, a lot of people on the timeline of the weekend talking about how Bored Ape Yacht Club doesn't have mind share, and yet my entire timeline was people talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club and their mind share this weekend. So the irony is not lost on me. I shared some comments, and I think J Bond might have been the one that initiated the conversations over the weekend with the post.
Who's like a farming shit poster, by the way. I mean, it's just, yeah, like him and Zero are like the kings of that.
Yeah. It's a good post, high engagement, and that's some good I gave some candid feedback on the club, and I remain, we share that because we care, and I do think it would be very helpful to have, like, people were saying, "Oh, head of Apes doing that." And I agree. Like, the ApeChain team's crushing. We talk about that, here often, not just because they're a sponsor, but the engagement, the support. Like, it's not blowing smoke. We have a lot of sponsors there. That team in this current campaign works closer with us than any sponsor we've had. Like, they care. Like, it's it's not just, usually it's like, okay, here's the duration of the campaign. Here's what the segment's called. You guys do your thing. And we check in. This is ongoing. There's constant conversations. I can attest that the team is working relentlessly behind the scenes, nonstop, and the communications and transparency for those that are working with, the best we've ever seen. My feedback was specific, not the ecosystem, not ApeChain, not other side. I think both those need to continue to go. My feedback was based on the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and the one I kind of got more, I'll pull it up here in a second, but Sergito, how do you say the Meebits?
I always said Sergito.
Basically, the take he had was that, this was telegraphed. You could telegraph this when they raised funds, and then they did the other deedsment, that was the future. They've pivoted, and Bored Ape Yacht Club is basically like punks. That's they're not there to do anything. I respectfully disagree. He said this is extremely clear that this, and I go, it wasn't clear. Like, that's not the case. There's been a lot of utility post other side mint. There's been, just as early as last year, the four main pillars of the club were NBA, brand collaborations and partnerships, ApeFest, and Clubhouse. Well, Clubhouse is still TBD. We haven't had any brand collaborations or partnerships this year. ApeFest is coming. We do know that. I'm excited.
ComplexCon.
So there you go. Yeah, there has been a brand collaboration announced there. And NBA is, like, it's still a thing, but I don't know. I mean, I'm someone who's very deep in NBA. Coffee with Captain is an NBA brand. I don't, to me, it seems like it's all been sunset. Like, there hasn't been any communication from the club. Like, it's still there, but it went from seemingly that there was going to be focus, and we just haven't, Bad Teeth is no longer there. And I just, like, I don't think it's bad looking for updates or would liking some communication on these fronts. Like, it's not FUD. It's just like, hey, I love the club. I'm excited. What's going on with this piece? And hey, if it's getting shut down, cool. If it's just going to be, it is what it is, also cool. But to think that Sergito's analogy was like, is Amazon a bookstore, or are they a cloud provider? And I'm like, they're a tech company that does both. They have multiple divisions. And oh, by the way, yeah, after they expanded into AWS and the e-commerce giant they are, they've still went on to sell more books than any other organization on the planet, and it's not even close. His other question was, is Apple a computer company or a phone company? And they're a consumer electronics company. And oh, by the way, when they launched the iPhone, their computer sales have been going like this. They launched the iPhone, and their computer sales went like this. They've been up only since the launch of the iPhone. Like, I strongly disagree that when corporate conglomerates grow and expand, that their initial division is just sunset or forgotten about. I mean, Google started as a search company, acquired the largest video platform on the planet, has hundreds of divisions. Oh, by the way, still number one in search. So I don't, for a minute, he said it was extremely clear. I've never thought that Bored Ape Yacht Club is a club that's only driven by members, and it's like a provenance of being an early NFT. That's part of it. But, and I don't expect Yuga to do everything for the club. But what they did, I feel, as good, if not better than anyone in the last cycle, was fanning the flames of the community. I think that's probably a line I've taken from you, and that's it. Like, I think it's fair feedback, and it's not just J-Bon. Like, I talked to a lot of apes. A lot of people kind of feel that the club has become a distant third, and I fully understand. No one's saying sunset ApeChain or other side, fully understand they have to focus on profitable revenue generating divisions. Get that wholeheartedly. I just like the common requests that you hear or see a lot. It's like very light lifts. No one's asking for free magical internet money every month. Just something there. Like, we used to have the board meetings every month. I enjoyed those. Like there used to be a lot more focus, attention, communication, and utility for club members that it just, as of late, it seems like all the focus has went to ApeChain and other side. And I again, fully understand it. Very long other side. Love ApeChain. My take was I think they could have taken 1% of what they raised for ApeCo and put that towards a person or two that all they think about is the club. No ApeChain, no other side. They just wake up, they eat, they breathe, they sleep. And dude, we've been saying this for years. This isn't new. This isn't a new take. Jeff Nicholas used to be in this role and they parted ways and it was just never backfilled. But division presidents, like, why is this so? Am I way off here? Like, why is it? This is very common in traditional business that you, as businesses, as corporations grow, they expand, they do other things. Sometimes it's a pivot. Other times it's just they grow divisions. When they do that, it's essentially like starting another company. Like there was announced like not even ApeCo, but prior to ApeCo was, I think, Bored Ape Yacht Club LLC was what it was going to be called, and to where there's going to be a small crack team of ninjas that focus on just the club. And I don't know if we've ever had any updates on that. So I don't like, it's not FUD. I just like, I don't think it's bad that people who've been in the club for 4 years would like some updates, would like some of these questions answered. And yes, we got Ape Fest coming up in a couple months. So maybe we just get it's a update dumped in and cool. But I don't, some people are like taking shots at J-Bond and others. I'm like, what? I don't get it. The guy's done as much or more for NBAs and building with the IP as anyone in the club. And maybe it was just an engagement shitpost, but I was, not that I need to defend him, but I felt it was a good, I thought it was a good take. Von Franz, like, imagine getting mindshare by people saying you don't have mindshare. It's like, it's kind of comical to me. Like, do they have mindshare? Absolutely. Could a mindshare lead or a membership director or a director of the Bored Ape Yacht Club grow that? You can't convince me that they couldn't. If it's the right person, they absolutely would grow mindshare. And it's not just about mindshare, though. I think like mindshare externally is one thing. I think it's just more about member experience. Again, not fudding. I love the club. I'm not flooring my ape. I share because I care. The bonds there are very real. And yeah, I'll hand it back to you and I'll go pull up J-Bond's post so those that missed it can know what we're talking about. But yeah, I didn't think there was anything bad about what he said at all. And I kind of doubled down and defended him in some. So I don't know, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, for what it's worth, it's hilarious because he made a comment about like Bored Ape Yacht Club's post not doing as well anymore. And to his point, I put a Moonbirds post, an Azuki post, and a Bored Ape Yacht Club post, which were 3 bull posts. They all did fine. Bored Ape Yacht Club post did the worst. With a thing about Gargan and how awesome the club is and things. I think to your point,
this was his best shit post. So before we I'll hit it right back to you. But this was actually, he followed it up with this whole conversation. Mind share this, mind share that. Would you mind sharing your fries with me? A picture of his board. It was well done, well played. He deserves his Elon bucks this month.
Yeah, I think that here's where I'd agree in many ways. Oh
yeah, you commented on the.
I commented on Illa. Because Illa, I mean, that's a discussion I think we can get into as well. So I'm cool going that direction as well. I mean, like,
I just thought, and then we'll maybe roll into mindshare and token speculation because I think we're aligned on that one also. Yeah,
that one's a whole different one as well. And I pushed back on that and respect Illa, but I think he then tried to walk it back a little bit, and it was like, that's not what you're saying. But like, and I respect it, but like, and I appreciate his clarification. It's just I've been saying for 2.5 years that I think a membership director and somebody who is solely focused on Bored Ape Yacht Club who is public facing makes sense. Been saying it for 2.5 years. I love the club. I love Ape Fest. Pumped for Vegas. Can't wait. Greatest club in the world. How we met. Like all those good things. Like you said, like we try to caveat that because people sometimes like are like, oh, you must be fudding or whatever. It's like, No, it's not FUD. It's the fact of the matter is, like, there could be a very small crack team that is given a budget to say, this is your slush fund, spend it on making the club awesome, spend it smart and accordingly, put the responsible people in place, work on, activations that are club specific, that are digital, physical, and get the club excited about being the club. We have Ape Fest once a year. Basically, it feels like the yacht club needs a cruise director. But front, I've been saying for 2.5 years on this show publicly, like, and then someone's like, I think that's what Jeff Nicholas is. And then we had him on the show. We're like, is that your role? And he wasn't even clear about it at the time. And then he parted ways with them. I just think it makes sense to have a forward-facing person who is like all about the club, who everybody likes, who people think, great, that's awesome, right? Sort of a mindshare lead type person. And a group of people who can plan behind the scenes. I love Ape Fest. I have noticed an increasing trend in the past 3 Ape Fests now, where as Ape Fest approaches, sort of there's club loves waning a little bit. People go to the Ape Fest. They feel the magic again. You felt it in Hong Kong. I couldn't go, so I felt some type of way after.
We're a great
have it.
And then last year, I wasn't able to attend Lisbon for family purposes. And I miss it, man. Like, it's been it's been since Hong Kong, since since the Ape Fest, and like once a year probably is the sweet spot, but not everyone can make every Ape Fest. And I think to fill that gap, it's just this cruise corrector to do it, man. Like, I just don't think anything that anyone's asking for or suggesting, nothing's unreasonable. And I don't know, it's got to be the right person, but you're probably talking like $250,000 a year, and like they have those resources. Like, call it $500,000 for a small team. And the other feedback that I also will acknowledge, it's not as big of a deal for me yet, but there's been constant ongoing requests for more of a social strategy, right?
That could be part of that person's job, though. Yeah. Like, again, like, interview club members. There's a like I actually said this again 2.5 years ago when like we still had Jeopardy champions like Vivek and people in the club who have like obviously long exit space. My whole thing was like, why is Bored Ape Yacht Club not having a content strategy where you interview club members, feature them on the website, feature them in socials, feature them in, because the appeal of joining Bored Ape Yacht Club was you're joining this major network, this mega network. So interviewing people from Snoop Dogg all the way down to, people like us to talk about who we are, what we're doing, do features, make them really clever on social. Like, this is not new. This is what I was saying 2.5 years ago. It was like, feature your members, which are like the biggest thing that you can feature in the club, make them feel good about themselves, figure out who we should feature next. I love the clubhouse spaces. Like, I think those are great too. I think those are a great like addition. They're one thing. And like, it is a single tactic in an entire toolbox you have. And I mean, I've been talking to a lot of companies recently about content strategies where it's like, you need to have a really full content strategy to stay relevant. And you see it with certain brands and you don't see it with other ones. And I think the club's awesome. I love the club again, but I think we've had this trend for 3 years now where going into Ape Fest, we've had this sort of like iffy thing. Then everyone goes into Ape Fest and they're like, best club in the world. Love it. It's awesome. They go to an event. They feel great about it.
New people are buying apes. They go to their first Ape Fest. They come out of there and not only buy apes, they're beating the drum. I think of Benjamin White from last year and Lisbon, been in the community or been in the space forever, attended his first Ape Fest, and he's been a Yuga bull ever since. Like, it happens. And my whole point is, I think that can be, again, those fans can be flamed throughout the year. And I don't think it's that, we're not talking like $100 million, not even $10 million. Like, it's just like, I think a little bit would go a really long way towards compounding that excitement. And hey, in real life, Clubhouse is allegedly coming, that could help do this? Absolutely. But it's same thing. Not everyone's going to be there all the time. So I think this individual, and again, I feel the need to discover, because I love all the people there too. Like, Baron's incredible. Like, guy eats, breathes, and sleeps Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's just not his role. It's my understanding. It's like, I think having someone that, hey, this is what we need you to do. And I don't know. I think so. Here's the thing: is they obviously still have mind share, very much so. Floor price is, we talked about it relative to Pudgies and others who have catalysts coming. It's pretty insane that it is where it is when no real known catalyst, although there is rumors and allegedly something coming down the road. But it's, if you zoom out, it's super bullish, man. Because if they do any of this stuff, like, imagine if they do launch a token. Imagine if they do have a quote unquote mindshare lead. Like, this stuff it could go parabolic really quick, because there's so many people like ourselves that we're here for the roller coaster ride. Like, we're not going anywhere, and there's not 10,000 supply available to buy. Like, it's not. I don't know the exact number of an actual what the actual size of the supply or quantity for sale might be, but at any given time there might be a couple hundred listed. And would people, if we see a parabolic run up in price, would more people list? Maybe. But there's a lot that they're not in it for a quick flip. And I think the holder base is pretty distributed. I think it's pretty you don't have a bunch of blur farmers sitting on a bunch anymore. Like, so this is all exciting stuff. And on the flip side, I'm not saying this happened, but Garga was on one this weekend. Like, talk about shit posting, talking about buying Hooters, and Timeline's loving it. Like, and could Garga be that person? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he should change his focus from other side. Like, that's clearly, like, as far as like Yuga goes and revenue generating divisions, other side ApeChain should be the focus, should be the priority of the CEO. And Figgy's incredible. I also think a big part of his focus is other side and ApeChain. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things, not trying to beat a dead horse here. I think individual, and there's other people on the team too that just aren't necessarily, like, Dave's awesome, really like the guy. He's just not a public figure on X, and I think that's, like it or hate it, crypto Twitter is a part of our metaverse today. And all the stuff that I saw in terms of feedback, or you want to call it criticism, fine. Nothing I saw was expensive or a hard fix.
Well, I mean, you can make it expensive in various ways if you want to get cute with it. I'll give an example. Like, what do they have? 500 punks. If you commit for the next 2 years to do a quarterly event that has a competitive aspect to it, or some sort of your own mindshare type leaderboard, and you're going to give away a bunch of stuff, and one of those items is going to be a punk for the next 4 years quarterly, it's 1.7%. What, don't they have 500? It's like 1.7% of your punks treasury going towards growing the club. Like, it's an asset that you got when you acquired them. Like, it feels like an example of something, right, that you could do, right? It's like you could do a quarterly event. Like, it doesn't have to be another side. It can be another side. I can't first person shoot another side unless I get stuff connected. So go ahead.
Dort nails it. Gordon, I believe, I'm biased, obviously, he was the OG mindshare lead. He was the best. He's the GOAT. He did it organically. Like, he just has it. And I don't know how to describe it. He has it. Like, Luca has it. Gordon was better. No offense to Luca. Gordon is just beloved. And he just has he's a very talented shit poster. He's good. And when he's doing so organically, it never felt forced. Once he had to step away, there was a vacancy there. It's impossible to replace in an organic way. I do agree.
But I don't even think it's about replacing Gordon. I think it's just, if you have a team that is working towards this particular part of the brand, because you said they should be.
I was going to replace Gordon, and he's doing the right thing, focusing on his health. Like, it's just, yes, a team could do that. It's just, I don't even think it's this though, because George says, can mindshare be grown in a lab or engineered? I don't know. I think it's this way. That's not the point I'm making. The point I've been making for 2.5 years has nothing to do with like that or whatever. I agree. Like, Gordon's not a replaceable person. He had that lure with the club. He's awesome, and he's he's beloved. My thing is, I agree with you,
Garga, Figgy, they should be laser focused on other side and ApeChain because those are their, money-making future endeavors that they've done. They're moving towards it. My feeling is that I've been saying for 2.5 years, if you had a small team working specifically on the club and activations that get the club excited, a quarterly activation that is, 1 Ape Fest and 3 virtuals, or 2 in-persons and 2 virtuals. Like we talked about at one point, is there 1 Ape Fest and then 1 international thing, and you do Ape Fest locally every year, or you do 1 thing locally and 1 thing internationally, and then 2, whatever it is, you put a small amount of budget towards that and you make it. But again, it's easy for us to say in the sidelines because we don't know exactly what budget, what other things are going on. My main point is that we've been saying for a couple of years, do something to make the club the club. Like I've been saying for 2.5 years, like show off your members. Like that was the value for a long period of time, was that you're getting in this network of people who will drop everything to help you out, help amplify you, help you succeed, like feature them, show them off. And I love the fact that the first tweet that you get, the retweet when you buy an ape and all those things, and what Bored Ape Yacht Club amplifies on retweets, that's great. But yeah, I mean, I think I keep saying this, and like I don't want to belabor this. Nobody's saying we should recreate Gordon Goner in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like that is that is not a task. It doesn't make sense to do that task. Like, what you're doing is you're saying we have some people who are very vocal and all about the club on the timeline. We have some people who are planning activations, maybe quarterly, just for the club, not just, hey, jump into other side and play red, white, green, white organically. That's awesome. But like a planned thing with prizes. Like we've talked about pack draws, which would actually draw transactions on ApeChain. We've talked about, quarterly events, like maybe 2 IRL and 2 non, or 3 non-IRL and 1 IRL. Like things that give you a reason to say, I'm part of this thing in this decentralized club. What it feels like to me, Cap, is that we are increasingly...
It's not every day I get to pull out an iPhone chart from Apple worldwide PC market share. So I did appreciate that, tugging on my nerd heartstrings.
But like, doesn't it feel like a couple of years ago, the community was like always doing things and talking and being one community, and now it feels less so? Like, I don't feel like I'm not in a lot of ape group chats, those that are very spammed. I'm not in ape private discords. I get really excited to talk to the people I talk to in the club, but I'm a little insular. I meet more every Ape Fest. How do you create that you meet every more at Ape Fest outside of it like it was at the beginning? And I'm not saying we need to capture 21 and 2022 vibes, but the thought is like, why not throw in somebody to lead Bored Ape Yacht Club forward facing who's beloved? Like I'm throwing it like Raheem, for example. Someone like I'm just throwing it out there. It's an example. Like everyone loves Raheem. He's popular. People like, I'm just a random example, right? Like they came to the top of mind. Like, why not have a team of people with a budget? Like it's just it's something that I've been talking about for a while. Yeah, there you go, Von Fretton. Clubs work when club members come together. Physical clubs do this organically with a location. Digital clubs need to do this in other ways. It needs to be intentional.
And so there is a lot there. You talk about group chats. I would guess there's more ape ecosystem group chats on X than any other collection, and it's probably not even close. I think part of what you kind of unpack there is with the growth of ApeChain, with the growth of that ecosystem, it's challenge, and maybe that's part of the intent too, is they don't want to separate the club from the ApeChain ecosystem. I think it's important. Like it's great to go to Paris. Was awesome when we got to meet a lot of new people. Some of them had ape, some of them didn't. Most were active ApeChain participants. It's awesome. I just think that this piece here, still having that, and I hate, like, I don't want to sound pretentious, like the VIP section of the club or the ecosystem, but I think that what you just described, where we had it feels like it's kind of lost. It's not lost, it still exists. It's just very, very, very fragmented today. And I need to come up with a better word, because dilution doesn't sound right, but there's probably 100 group chats on X that are ape ecosystem chats. Something I think something there, a place that everyone is, where it's not fractured, would be very helpful to getting back that of the community doing their thing. Because I don't, and at least I'm not seeing for everyone saying you guys should do Yuga has to do this and lead all these initiatives. It's just giving them back that digital home in a sense, our virtual clubhouse. I do think that would go a long way. Even like they meet at the clubhouse. It's cool. It's great. It's, one of my regular, sometimes I miss it. I've just got stuff going on during they moved it up to 10 a.m. and sometimes I have stuff after the show. I'm not able to make it, but I do enjoy hanging out there. It's awesome. A good chunk of that is ApeChain related stuff. Again, fine. I get it, but I just, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe this is just me being silly. I think that digital home, that digital clubhouse, where it's not 100 group chats, and maybe this is just me like, hey, we have a Discord. It's on me. Like I'm just, that's my fault. The gated Discord it's not some place I go to regularly. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm part of the problem, Steve.
I don't know. I mean, BEpic talks about like penguins have the inner igloo every other week. Apes have something similar. Like they do meet
Discord. That would get me. The board meeting got. When I was actually going into Discord on a regular basis was the board meetings. Absolutely, good call. I have an event in there. Something that it's not just people chatting and GMing. That's also awesome. I think a regular monthly event in Discord would bring some of that back. It might be that easy.
I also think like this is the thing that like you do in the club. And again, like it just matters because like the cynical people I've seen say like, well, the club isn't a moneymaker, so therefore why would they concentrate time there? It's just
why can't it be though? I like to challenge that premise. Why can't the club be a moneymaker? They have sponsors. Like ApeChain is going to help with stuff like ComplexCon, ApeCo. Like they don't have a huge team. I don't even know who's on the actual, like, if you were just to say a Bored Ape Yacht Club team, from my perception, what I know, I would believe that to be probably Dave, Baron, and Illa.
Yeah, that's probably it. But like, yeah, like but again, it's not events, it's not things. And again, we love the club. We're not talking trash here. It's just like, that's the challenge, is that members are looking to be armed. Like I believe it can make money. I believe it could be I believe it could be a profitable division, something they're not burning money on. I think you can get ApeFest sponsored. I think there's ways to do the club that has utility that doesn't cost them millions of dollars a year. It's never going to generate the kind of revenue and profits to support their valuation and their last raises and make their VCs happy. I get that. But again, it doesn't. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills when I say like it's just another division. Like it doesn't have to be the sole focus. It doesn't have to take away from anything else. I mean, Sergito handed you the analogy. It's the Apple Amazon analogy. It's like it's the books division of Amazon. It's the computers division in Apple. It's like, but either way, like yeah, it's just. People in the club want to feel, and like the problem is like, and this maybe gets to the Illa point, and we should probably daily market update more, but we could also do that at 9:30 after the fact. The struggle I have is that people say like, well, it's only because price go up, which to me is like, I get it. There is sentiment with floor price. I absolutely don't deny that. But when I see people on the timeline saying that's all it is, like that just feels lazy and antiquated to me.
It's not it. Yeah. I don't think that's it at all. I mean, I'm sure I shouldn't say that. I'm sure it is for some. It's not it for me, and I don't think it's it for many. At least not those that I talk to regularly. I don't think anyone.
I mean, Good Vibes doesn't have the highest floor. If I go post about Good Vibes, I get like Wrecked Guy doesn't have the highest floor. If I go post about Wrecked, I get doesn't matter that Wreck coin's down, doesn't matter Wreck Guy's up. If I post about Wrecked today, it's going to be the best cook I have. If I just wanted to cook constantly, I could just bull post Wrecked all day. Like it's not just about floor. And by the way, it wasn't about floor when it was early on in the club either. And so I know they're spoiled members. I don't deny that. I know there are people who only care about floor. I know there are people who only care about TGs and things. But by the way, the other thing that an ape, like a Bored Ape membership person could be doing is they could be doing what Spencer's doing in Spencer Ventures and reaching out to get airdrops too. So you could have your cake and eat it too. I mean, the biz dev that is being done by, Moonbirds and that team since they took over is continual. Like, again, there's an ApeChain leaderboard on Wallchain. There could be a Bored Ape Yacht Club leaderboard on Wallchain, all the same. Like, there are things you could do and you can make work. And I guess that is the part that I struggle with, is I feel like there's these sort of consistent reasonings that people give that like are almost like giving up on things. And like, if Luca approached the way that Pudgy Penguins, the way that people approach some of the excuses I see, like not about Bored Ape Yacht Club, but everybody, like, oh, it's only floor price, it's only this. It's like, well, then Pudgy Penguins wouldn't exist because the floor price was low, the sentiment was bad, and like, I don't know, man. I think that there's just so much opportunity, and I agree with you. It's like, but the problem is, like, it doesn't matter. We've been saying this for 2.5 years. It's like, and for 3 years, 3 Ape Fests around that same time, people feel a little bit despondent going into Ape Fest. And then Ape Fest comes, there's that renewed energy. And what did I say after Lisbon? What did I say about you after Hong Kong? And what am I going to say after Vegas? How do you keep that magic going and not die off? How do you keep that, And I do think ApeChain should be a thing. I do think other sides should be a thing. And I think this should be their focus is. But I think, to your point, like, you name 3 people. Do they have a budget? Can they run quarterly events? Can they do things that get the club members together? Can they do things that, and it doesn't, like, not everybody can go on other side. I can't play a first-person shooter on other side and be successful. I've played enough other side things. I'm successful in first-person shooters on my Xbox. I'm not successful in my first-person shooter on ApeChain. Just haven't been. And I like playing the games. I enjoy it. It's cool. But my mouse and keyboard, they're not keeping up with other people. I have to connect the controller. I still don't do as well. It's like, I like it. I'll play it. It's enjoyable, but like, not everybody's going to do that. So how do you find something that is conducive to a bunch of people in the club? Still love the club. The club's still the club. But yeah, I mean, your point on that, like what J-Bon said, it's like focusing on socials, focusing on content, and focusing on events to get people together. Feels like you can put someone in charge of that, and it solves a lot of the problems, at least to a degree. But I think it's very nihilistic almost when people are like, like, it's just people only care about floor price and TGEs, which I guess whether we want to go market update now or whether we want to save for afterwards, but it does dovetail into the point that Illa said the other that I disagreed with, and he kind of walked it back a little bit. And I appreciate him clarifying, and maybe it's what he meant, but Illa said, for people who missed it, mindshare in Web3 equal token speculation, TGE. There, I said it. And I won't share everything I said, but I just basically said, look, I think that's reductive in 2025. Like, the problem is you can always walk in token. And I think that that's what people do. Like, I don't think Rect is successful just because they have a token. I don't think Pudgy Penguins are successful just because Abstract is a token. I don't think OpenSea is successful just because they have a token. I don't think Bored Ape Yacht Club, which has no token, by the way, still has tremendous mindshare. And so, like, I disagree with that. And he's like, oh, I'm not taking away from the work those people are doing. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's just my observation as a person who shows up daily. There's a ton of disingenuous and fair weather participants that only post when there's something to speculate on, and that's just a fact. That's completely different than that. And I appreciate him clarifying. It's cool. I just don't agree. Like, I don't think that Rect is only doing well now because they have a token. I think Rect is doing well because they're doing really hard work on collaborations, because they have a really great community that they've built up and done community building on, and that they're continuing to push forward with really novel and interesting drops. I think Pudgy Penguins is doing well, not because they have an abstract token speculation going, but because, they have toy distribution all over the world. They've like, the person trying to get the world to buy ETH has a Pudgy Penguin PFP. Like, that's why. Like, their founder DMing people one by one is not token speculation. Like, again, OpenSea, people knew C token was coming before Hollander started. Wasn't as popular. People were getting upset about things. Like, I remember getting mad at Devin when he had some tweet, like, about something token related before Hollander started in there. Hollander starts, all of a sudden, OpenSea's in the community. They're talking to people. And again, Devin's really good at what he does. He puts Adam in place to do what he does. The marketing works. So, like, I just don't think it's the case. And again, Bored Ape Yacht Club has tremendous mindshare. When Garga shows up to a space or a stream, it cooks. No token speculation there. So I just don't agree with that take. And I think it's just, when I see that, especially from a team member, it's like, well, shit, like, that's the perspective. No wonder there's not events and giveaways and club things if that's the perspective from the team, right?
Yep. I mean, yeah, let's get a market update in real quick. I saw Tom Lee bought more ETH last week, and they're up over 6 billion now. So we'll get that in. We will talk some more ApeChain activities here in a minute. You mentioned giving away CryptoPunk. There's an ape that someone's going to win. thanks to ApeChain activity. So I do think it's not a, I guess to sum it all up, I believe it could very well be a 1 + 1 + 1 = 5, meaning ApeChain and other side both are additive to the club. These are all good things. It's not a, oh, this is, I just, a little bit of, I hate to say this, it comes back to comms and, the whole building in public thing. It's just like, inevitably there'll be a likely major sentiment up to the right post Ape Fest, and finding ways to keep that momentum and energy going, fanning those flames throughout the year. I think it'd be the lightest lift to really, it is positioned as good or better than any NFT collection, because look where it sits still. These are opportunities that you can connect some of these dots. If other side does take off and becomes a place in an app that others outside of this place are talking about, that's very good for apes.
I mean, this one's free. I've said this to, Doodles. I've said this about Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's like when they hired Daniel Allegre, my exact thing was hire a camera crew, Flyride, Drew, whoever you want that does this, bring them around and have him get mic'd up and cut some videos of him and show like his first month of CEO, getting up to speed, getting in the club, glad handing with people. Because the feeling of Allegre when he started was not like, people are like, I don't know, I feel like I haven't heard from him. Then I go to Fuck It Saturday and he's glad handing everybody, and people are like, oh, I had a good conversation with him. Show that, right? Like you could literally right now, I don't know if Bored Ape Yacht Club has any announcements coming up in Ape Fest or anything like that. Let's assume they do, though, because they did last Ape Fest. Let's assume they have an announcement coming up of some sort. Like, if they do, you NDA a camera person, the road to Ape Fest, hang out with Garga, film some stuff with the team, make it interesting, show behind the scenes. I gave the same recommendation to Doodles. People want to see behind the scenes. I heard from 100% of the holders I talked to when I was talking about doing some Doodles stuff that they wanted to see behind the scenes work. And just never really saw it, right? Like, and it's just the building in public thing is real. Look at entire, building in public series. It's like, mic up Garga, get his team. They have final say on edit. It's your Hard Knocks. It's just get that and then bring it out to the public and show what you're working on. And then like you could show things that are like redacted leading up to Ape Fest, which builds hype if there is an announcement. Again, if there's not, it could just be like building up to Ape Fest and getting ready for it. If there isn't, like you have like redacted things in there, which get people hyped. And then afterwards, you show a rewind of what happened. And like, there's like, again, it's a content game where it's like you hire a good video crew to do this. Somebody who cares and is in Web3. Flyride's right there. Like Drew's right there, who did a lot of the stuff for Shiv that he was working with. And it's just, these people exist. Like, utilize that, use the budget, and then boom, like you have the hype, you have the excitement, you have the marketing. So I don't understand why there isn't more of this where it's just, for a relatively low cost compared to what's sitting there, you could have this amazing series. You could bring the person on the team if you want, or you could just have them do it freelance. But it's like an easy example. I said it about Allegre. I'll say it now again. It's just like, this is a doable thing. And I don't know. We'll see. But let's do the daily market update, and then we'll keep cooking.
The daily market update straight to your brain. Powered by ApeCoin, no hype, just gains. Moving on ApeChain, we bringing the heat. NFT spends alpha, never miss a beat. ApeChain on top, now we bringing the flex. The home of NFTs, figures now what's next. Come on, my head time, but you want the time to chop off for one time.
Maybe I'll do a video on this today or something and put it out on the timeline. It's time for the daily market update, brought to you by powered by ApeCoin, the home of NFTs. ApeChain has it all, bringing culture, fun, and community to the blockchain. Dive in and see why ApeChain is on top. And I don't like what I'm going to see in these markets, so I'm going to go. I think I have like a half a coffee sitting upstairs that I can go grab real quick while you show red numbies.
These are, I'm just the messenger here, so don't hate me. Just the messenger. As you mentioned, it is a red Monday. Unfortunately, looking at majors first, Bitcoin down 3% to 115.096, ETH down 5% to 42.95. It's still wild. Like ETH's getting as much FUD now as it was when you mentioned it was sub 2K, and it's just been crushing. Beyond the price action, the institutional demand is off the charts. XRP down 5% to $2.98. Sol down 6% to 182. Doge down 5% to 22 cents. And Cardano down 6% to 90 cents. Somehow one of the runes is up 12%, but that's all we're going to hit on there. Looking at memes, in addition to Doge being down 5%, Sheep's down 4%, Pepe down 4%, Pingu down 4%, Trump down 3%, Bonk down 7%, and more so. Quick deviation from the market update just to show you a meme launchpad wars update. It might in fact be over from everyone's favorite kook here. There is Bonk down below 1% market share. They had their chance. It was short-lived. It is now it's once again Pump Funds world, and the other launch pads are just playing in it. Bags up number 2 on the list, did 18 million volume. I see Moonshot did 2 million. Bonk did 2 million. Pump Fund did 325 million. So it is just, it's Pump's world. I'm not buying the Pump token here, but I'm gonna look to after the show, if things are still red, I'm gonna look to probably place some chips and just telegraphing my moves here. I'm not saying it's going to be that, but Pump is one I may consider longing. If they do in fact win the meme wars, they've got real revenue. They're buying back the tokens. There could be something there. So more coming soon on that. Token bot from Clanker up 22%. It's a big mover on the day. I don't know what any of these others are, but we head up to NFTs here and you will see more red, unfortunately. GM's, not sure what that is, but quite a bit of volume there, but not very many sales. So that tells me that's probably a wash trade or two. Moonbirds, after, did they pass 4? I know they gave it maybe touch 4 ETH over the weekend. I'm not sure. Did they hit 4?
I only saw like up to like 3.6. I never saw it hit 4. I'll check real quick while you keep going, but I don't think it ever. I thought it was just like I don't think it got past 3.6, but I'm not positive.
Oh no, it was at one point I saw at least 3.85, and it was getting close to 4, but down pulled back.
Oh yeah, 3.92. 3.92 was the peak. Good call.
So hopefully Zane and all the big burb holders, big burb whales, took some profits at the top. I kid. Just like everything, it's not going to go up only forever. Apes down 4% of the day to 11.09. V1 CryptoPunks continue their climb, basically flat. The big winner in the day down 0.02%, still holding almost 4 ETH there. Big Pudgy's down 2% to 12.8. Remember what I said about last week? If we market continues to bleed, and you're in the market, keep an eye on the loan books. That things can come, just like shorts getting liquidated on majors, on ETH and whatnot. Same thing can happen, just faster and more violently in NFT collections. So just be both sides. If you're in an active trade, or if you're looking to enter one of these collections, we get a big liquidation cascade from some loans going belly up. It could be a good entry point. So keep an eye on that. Little's down 4% to 1.46. Azuki down 8%, although I think some pretty decent response on not just the watch, but they were on Loki's space yesterday. I unfortunately wasn't able to catch the whole thing, but my takeaway from it is the big announcement, the big collaboration has not been announced yet. So some more news coming on the Azuki front. Milady's down 6%, 2.42. Mythics, similar to Burbs, down 11%, but still 3.38. I can't do the math, but they had a nice run up over the weekend as well. Mutants down 1% to 1.63. That's our daily market update, brought to you by ApeChain, Steve. ApeChain on top, the home of NFTs.
Yeah. By the way, as we get ready, I know 9 o'clock, we're going to bring in, I believe, Simple Farmer is going to give us a little bit of, and Shpend are going to jump on as well. And we'll talk Story Protocol after. I would also submit that, like, everything we're saying for Bored Ape Yacht Club related goes for every NFT brand. And I would even say, again, the reason why we're talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club, I say this all the time, is because it is still relevant. Like, And that's what's so funny about people talking about the mind share of the whole thing, which we kind of started with, is that it is a relevant brand where we do get, have these conversations because they are relevant. And the question is, how do you, continue to stay relevant in a very moving and evolving space? Because, whether flavor of the day, stay, come, go, which, again, I like the current ones, but I mean, we've seen a lot of NFT brands that have come, go, and everything in between. Some of them staying power, some of them don't. Apes have staying power. They still do. They still continue to do well. So, yeah, I find it interesting that even though we're talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club, like I said, I could see Doodles doing it. I could see, Pudgies do it to a point, right? Like I could, I've seen a step up in, it's funny. I see Polygon Mindshare, not just because of the Kaido leaderboard, but because, Big Nil is back on the timeline. Rudo is bigger on the timeline. Diana is bigger on the, you're seeing some of their leaders actually step up and be more public, part of the job, I think, and part of what you want to see your top people doing. So I don't know, it's not just a Bored Ape Yacht Club thing for those who are, sitting listening, being like, oh yeah, Bored Ape Yacht Club. And it's no, Bored Ape Yacht Club is doing well. And that's why, they're in these discussions consistently. But Cap, I know we're waiting on our special guest. What else do you have that you want to hit on while we wait and be sad about the numbers?
I mean, if you want to, I could go on a Trevion Henderson rant.
I mean, no need to do that. He's the one that I wanted the Browns to draft. They drafted Quinshon Judkins. He promptly got arrested, is the only rookie who is not signed and is not playing currently. And Trevion Henderson, who blocks and continue to get better, went house on his first touch of it as an NFL player, and is honestly one of my favorite Buckeyes.
Oh, he looks good, man. It's beyond the kickoff return. He scored again and flying up the draft board. See, we were able to get him 7th, 8th round. Fortunately, I did load my bags. Yesterday he was ADP of 48, so right at the 3-4 turn. But I think by the time the season starts, he's going to be early 3rd round. Maybe might even move into the 2nd at this pace. He is electric.
Yeah, he catches. He blocks. And obviously he runs. We saw it against Texas. We saw it literally his first NFL touchdown or return. His first college touchdown looked an awful lot like the one he had against Texas to end the half, and he's a home run hitter. So, yeah, it's pretty good. But, what else do you have in your tick list while we wait for? Because I don't know if we want to go deep into story protocol yet, knowing that is it might be a little bit meatier, just talk about founders and their exits and what Web3 is doing there. What else do you have on your list as far as the old
I mean, that's we can fly. It depends on how much you want to talk about. I don't really have much to add. The guy exited and going on to another founder that as soon as his tokens vest, he's on to a new thing. Opportunist in the chat said been using ApeChain more than usual lately because of the Back and Bloom project. That we had D's on last week to talk about that. That shop closed in 3 days. If you were if you wanted to acquire some of that merch, you got 3 days to do that. Appreciate the update there. And yeah, I think Shpend did jump us on stage. I'm not sure if going to join us in video or not, but we can. If you want to play an ApeChain Architects, we can move right into it.
Let's do it. ApeChain Architects, powered by ApeCoin, the home of NFTs. Again, ApeChain has it all. It brings fun, culture, and community to the blockchain. And in a new way, I'm going to be getting to have a little bit of fun here. We mentioned, by the way, on the positive side, Cap, I'll toss to you in a second, but we mentioned ApeChain moving things forward here. I mean, ApeChain with a bunch of new hires, including DeFi, which is exciting for me as somebody who's been getting into DeFi the past 2-3 weeks and seeing the opportunity to put that to work. They do have that native yield feature, which is pretty nice. If people don't know, like there's a native yield feature, which is go ahead. Which is a wonderful selling point, but like, definitely getting Simple Farmer on there. But right now we have some, I don't know. We have something exciting to we sort of teased last week when Simple Farmer came up and said, I'll give you the alpha on my new thing that I'm working on right now. Got the alpha on it, but Cap, I don't know if you want to take it away on that.
Yeah, no, I also I failed to mention, speaking of ApeChain and NFTs over there, I had a WETH offer hit on a G's over the weekend. So added a G's to the ApeChain bag and excited for to me, G's, it's two things. It is a bet on Rita, whichever one you prefer. It's a bet on a founder I like, someone who's an OG in the space, a pillar of the Bored Ape Yacht Club community. So it's a bet on Rita and team, and it's a bet on the other side. What I'm seeing happen, and not to derail us from our topic of the conversation today, we will get into that, but just a quick primer. What I'm seeing from, you mentioned other games and red light, green light, and the organic games taking place there. Seeing all these avatars come to life in the other side, it's more impactful than I ever thought. Like, yeah, it was going to be cool to see our apes in there, and it is cool. It looks awesome. It's fun. You go around, you play, you see someone, you know exactly who it is before even seeing their name. It's pretty sweet. It's an entirely another level when it's multiple different avatars. You see apes, you see codas, you see G's. That's pretty cool, and it gives me chills thinking about back to the original Other Side trailer. Like, it's happening. Like, and so for me, G's is at the heart of that. Rita, if you're not familiar, also they created Dashbow, which is like our UGC platform to create more 3D content with our apes. And just TLDR, and not singling out just a singular collection, but I do believe if and when Other Side becomes what it aspires to become, hard for me not to see G's remaining extremely relevant, and in the heart of that being one of the OG collections. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they were number 2 to have an avatar in Other Side, right? It was apes and then G's even before codas. Is that correct?
I believe so, but I'm not positive. But yeah, yeah, they got that Donkey Kong feel about them, and I think a lot of people like. So definitely with you on that.
Oh no, I saw Shpend come off. I hope we're not having audio issues again. Shpend GM.
I do not hear Shpend.
Check again.
Uh-oh.
Of course it doesn't on a guest day again. You want to check your spaces only?
Yeah, I'll check spaces only. Give me 1 sec. Try this. All right, Shpend, give us some audio. Yeah, so it's not going to come through on the stream, Cap. So we have stream issue on this, but we might have to dual ear thing. So we're going to have to fire in the old earpieces, I think.
I don't know if that's even going to work, though.
Well, it's not going to come through on the stream, but we yeah, it won't come through on the stream. So it'd have to be either we pull them up on here so it comes through on stream/spaces, or only spaces hears the interview and stream doesn't hear the interview.
We're not getting any audio on spaces.
Yeah, we are. What are you talking about?
It's just you and I, though.
Well, no, Shpend is on spaces right now.
And you're here. You can hear it on your.
Yeah, if you put your ear in, you can hear him when he talks.
All right.
So we'll have to do that, and so we'd have to do that and just deal with either echo. I forgot how we did it last time.
Yeah, if you can hear, bear with me. I'll fire up the other phone here and get it in my ear. Sorry, so fucking frustrating. Excuse my language. There's just no rhyme or reason to it. Like literally change nothing. Yeah, if you can hear, you go ahead. I'll be on in a sec.
All right. Oh yeah, that's right. Meebits. Yeah, so Meebits.
I heard Meebits and G's, and I heard tokens. What was the TLDR? G's token. Did I catch that? I dig it. Good time to buy G's, I guess. Dude, is there any action that holders need to take? Nice. I just pinned up the Peanuts token overview. And I'm going to pin a second one here that's DEX incentives as well for your viewing pleasure. But yeah, good. I miss this post, but even makes me happier that WETH bid got hit over the weekend. That's new news to me. I mean, or not new news, but the first time it registered or I actually got it, I didn't realize it's a ball a day. I thought it was just I got because I hit 2, so I have the silver ball and a multi ball, but it's I get one of those every day so long as I get in and do the task. Okay. Now, when you say later on a chance to win so I guess if it's later on, that means that tomorrow and for every future day until it's time, we'll have a new segment on coffee. Cap holds his balls. Steve, I was just changing the title to Cap holds his balls on Coffee with Captain. I'm not gonna do that though. It's blank right now. I'm gonna leave you to pick out something more not out of the mind of a 12-year-old. But I'm definitely not listing my balls. I'll be holding my balls. I'm holding my balls right now, Steve.
I will.
I may be buying balls. First time in my life, I'll be buying balls on the secondary market.
I'm going to let people play with their own balls and probably hold my ball, at least for now.
I love it. Yeah, that's an OpenSea farm I'm here for, Steve. I won't complain about the OpenSea farm if it involves holding balls that could win me an ape.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping that we can pull down the ape. I'm definitely excited to sort of enter. And I love a good raffle. I have convinced myself that I'm going to win one of these, but generally speaking, like there's different strategies here. I guess my question would be, you mentioned some different ways to play it. where do people go and what do they need to do exactly? Like, again, you kind of hit it on the beginning, but like just to give them exact instructions for anybody here holding any ApeChain NFTs, for anybody here getting involved in ApeChain, for anybody here who wants to get involved and test their fate, what's the play for them right now today?
I love that. You probably explained this, but I missed it. When you spin using the balls, are they burnt or is there like you're not going to go buy one on secondary and the ball's already been used? Is that accurate, or is there a? Love it. Yeah, I'm. And did I also see what the mechanism behind the raffle? I love that. And you hit on it. I didn't want to double down or double tap on, from my perspective, this was probably the biggest feedback from Spotlight Season 1 is how the winners got selected. You listen. I mean, we were beating this drum earlier as far as like how dialed in this team is. By the way, Dutchie, I don't think we've had you on stage yet since you've accepted your new role. We've talked about it. We gave you some flowers, but congratulations, well deserved. Steve, myself, and quite frankly, everyone I talked to thinks this last round of hires between yourself and Ryan and Simple Farmer just, adding some absolute legends to the team and great moves, wins all around. And so, yeah, congrats. I think probably, overdue, but yeah, well deserved. Love to see you on the team. And we're not like, when we say this stuff, like the team is, they're listening, they're actively working with us and others. Like, this is proof point. Like, it's season 1 happened. Here's some feedback. Season 2 solved with if you're not familiar with proof of play, it is, I believe, the leader in on-chain random number generation and proving that, right? So partnering with, first in class to make this a fair and provably fair raffle, and appreciate the listening and then taking quick action and improving upon it. So yeah, well done again. Congrats on joining the team, and absolutely love to see it. It's awesome, man. Well, congrats. And we so often talk about blockchain tech makes this better. Blockchain tech makes raffles better and transparent. And it does, but you still need the infra. You still need the tools. You still need this. It's like what Privy has done for wallets like Glyph and making that super simple. This sort of stuff really does help move the space forward. And you talk about breaking some records. I just saw this from Simple Farmer. Weekly active addresses up 315% in the last week. So love seeing the motion there. Shpend, I know maybe both of you, but I know one or both of you we're keeping you a couple minutes from your next meeting. Is there anything we didn't ask or anything that you wanted to share before we let you get out of here? Speaking of the ApeCoin badge, I just dropped the Wheel of Fate banner. I updated my Twitter banner. I haven't done that for a while. So we'll leave that up there this week. I also saw there's some, I don't think it's anything confirmed, but some tease of maybe some ApeChain being splashed around for those that put launch.otherside.xyz in their link in their bio as well. Is that accurate?
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, look, I mean, you look at someone like Rita and where he's on the spotlight. That dude is made of balls. So I think there's just balls abound, and I will be I'm excited to be playing. Excited. Like I like this. I want to say just to double down real quick, like what Cap just said, like this is the stuff that excites me personally is like I am the nerd who likes the technology. I am the nerd who is in it with the tech to a fault. Like to me, like the reason we get excited by seeing someone like Dutchee in product and like, you know, obviously we love Ryan and we're excited for Simple Farmer and DeFi is getting people who are really good at what they do and actually doing things in a way that makes sense. Like this isn't something where you slap blockchain on it and just happens to be blockchain. This is a thing where it's not done. It is improved by blockchain and can't be done without blockchain. You are tying a series of technologies together using the blockchain to make it work. It is a product that exists because of the blockchain. It's a product where others can modify off it and learn from it to use it in this way. And I think it's exactly the type of thing we wanted. We've been talking about some raffle mechanics for a while on ApeChain. Drives transactions on the chain. That's good for the chain. Drives activity on the chain. That's good for the chain. Drives activity for the members where they have a chance to win things. That's good for them. Drives activity with the collections on ApeChain. That's good for them. So to me, it's an ecosystem win-win. I love this product. I'm looking forward to participating. And I just want to say, if this is the sort of opening act, I'm looking forward to the continuing running of the play here because I like the playbook and just really well done. So thanks for coming on. And if there's anything we missed, obviously let us know. But appreciate y'all coming on for this because this is the type of shit I live for. Not even if I win something, but just the usage of this so I can go tell my friends an example of how blockchain works. And I can talk as an example when I'm speaking at a university of how blockchain works and explain why it's improved by this process. So kudos on that.
I'm not even joking or exaggerating. Every raffle should be done on chain using a mechanic like this. Like this is, you talk about building an experience for users and spotlight members. Yes. And this is also a great B2B product, as Dutch just described. Like there's who's your total addressable market? I don't know. Anyone that ever does raffles. no pressure, Dutchee, but a lot of people, I mean, Doodles, congratulations to them. They got their McDonald's cup. There's a lot of talk about people want to get toys in the McDonald's Happy Meal. Forget all that. Like, the ApeChain is going to bring back Monopoly at McDonald's and do it right this time. No McMillian scandals. Let's bring Monopoly on ApeChain. You heard it here first. I'm calling the shot. That's the bold take. Again, no pressure. I'm kind of kidding, but man, like, this is real. Like, if you're not familiar, McDonald's Monopoly used to be a really big thing. Come to find out, it was a big fraud. It was like 50 people involved in this big scam. There's a Netflix documentary on it. ApeChain fixes this. This, never thought I'd say this, but a product where two guys like myself and Steve can talk about holding our balls is actually pushing forward things that impact from your individual content creator, your bootstrap startup, to some of the largest corporations in the world. This is a real product, real solution. And it does get me excited, Steve, because this is like we have a front row view to this stuff. Like, you can't tell me, fast forward 10 years, that any brand that is taken serious or of any sort of size, that they're not going to be doing provably fair raffles. Like, it's just,
no, it's honestly, this is like the thing that I'm constantly pounding the table. Well, two things I'm constantly pounding the table on. One, I've been saying since probably 2021 that McDonald's NFTs fixes the McDonald's monopoly problem. So yes, I want to see ApeChain and McDonald's getting the McDonald's monopoly going again. You get all the nostalgia going. People loved it. Really got the people going. I was a big fan, obviously, but then I would, the only downside is I would then have to eat McDonald's again. But or though it would be a farming activity, just the way people farm protocols. People be going and buying like McDonald's like slime chicken nuggets just to get the entrance to the raffle. So it's a McDonald's farm, which would be fun too. And then I wouldn't even feed them to my dogs, actually. But then I think that like really moves the space forward in that way. And I think, to your point, like, this is a application of why, like, people are like, why do I want to buy tokens? It's like, in the future, like, kids who grow up digitally are going to understand that buying something that secures the native infrastructure of every single thing we do matters. So, no, I would love to see this continue to work out, be successful, and see some big partnerships. But yeah, Dutchee, go ahead. I know you guys got to run here in a sec, but Dutchee, go ahead and get back in here, and we promise we'll let you get out of here. Just, we're getting all excited and all worked up over getting our balls in the raffle. Yeah, let's get it going. So get on there. Make sure you're participating. Keep an eye out for that announcement in about 15 minutes from now. We will be participating on this show because there is no downside. Like, there is no downside to us participating. It is, you don't have to buy in secondary. Again, you can get friends and family involved if you want to, because glyph wallets are very easy to set up. So excited to be involved in this. And Cap, I'll apologize to everybody else, but I'm winning at least if not two Bored Apes, and can't wait to do that. Let's get it done. Love it.
So here's a question, Steve. You give a ball to a friend and they win an ape. What do you expect back?
Half.
Today we're probably won't be able to fit it in, but I'm going to be playing with my balls at least tomorrow, probably multiple days on the show. So we might just have a Cap plays with his balls segment here coming soon.
This is like the perfect Bored Ape Yacht Club, ApeChain. Like, this is exactly what it's like. Dookie Dash and Jimmy the Monkey, and like it just feels like it's so on brand. And I don't know about it, Cap, but I love it.
I mean, I enjoy playing with my balls more than I enjoy playing with poop.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate y'all coming through and hitting us up with this and blessing us with all the ball puns this morning. And we'll be playing with our balls very much so all week. And yeah, looking forward to winning some really cool prizes. Right on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm so cooked, Steve. I've shared in the war room. My personal life has crossed into this world by way of Instagram. So connect with some people, had couple of fun dates, and then Instagram connection comes, and just brace myself to getting blocked this afternoon after, oh, this guy's great. And then they find this show and they hear that I just talk about playing with my balls for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they say that, but then they block you, and then you enter, and then you win a $50,000 asset, and then they all of a sudden unblock you. So you'll be good. You'll be good.
I did pick up my first, not just any G's. I officially joined. I had to make sure Shpend's off the stage before I shared this, because I officially picked up my first DMT. This is my G's.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take it. I don't do WETH offers all that often, but for a WETH bid hitting, I kind of dig it. I like the I needed a DMT lumberjack in my life, and floor up to 1,100 apes. So nice little early unrealized gain that I'm not planning on realizing.
Don't say to your IRL people that you need a DMT lumberjack in your life. That is, I believe that's called Joe Rogan. But I mean, look, man, let's do this. I know we hit a little bit on story earlier. I actually want to go a little deeper on it because I'm not super thrilled with it as a space and how we talk about it. So let me hit the more you know on that, and then we will. I think we jump into that just a little bit to close out the show.
The more you know, brought to you by ENS.
It's time for the more you know, brought to you by ENS, and today we're going to talk a little story protocol, which made some not great headlines over the weekend when Jason Zhao stepped down. We'll get into that a little bit after this, but Story Protocol burst onto the scene in 2022, co-founded by Jason Zhao, Jason Levy, and Yoon Lee, aiming to reinvent intellectual property by turning it into programmable on-chain assets. Really cool concept on paper. As a layer 1 blockchain, Story combines the power of Cosmos, SDK, and EVM compatibility to handle complex IP structures, enabling creators to register, license, remix, and monetize content automatically. Funding quickly poured in. A16Z led 3 major rounds, $29 million in May 2023, $25 million later that September, and a massive $80 million Series B in 2024, bringing total fundraising to above $130 million. By 2025, testnet activity exploded with millions of transactions daily and nearly 20 million active wallets ahead of public mainnet launch in February 2025. God, I can't believe it was already back in February. Story released its mainnet and distributed IP tokens via a strategic airdrop. Story isn't just infrastructure, it's a vision for the future of IP, something I think we're all passionate about in this space with programmable licensing, token-bound accounts, and even AI agent frameworks. It enables creators and machines to remix and trade IP with transparency and automatic compensation. And those are More You Know, brought to you by ENS. ENS does more than you know, not just anchoring your name across Web3, but anchoring it across the internet. It's your identity, simple, memorable, and unmistakably yours. Security, interoperability, and ease of use. Go to ens.domains to learn more and secure your ENS domain today. And Cap, here's my take on this. Jason jumped out as soon as basically his tokens vested. And I'm not over the moon about the fact that this space seems to have this tendency where it's someone works on a venture, maybe even a few years, sometimes shorter, vests go out, hey, I'm leaving to do something else. Now, quite possibly based on reading between the lines, this is a little bit different than what people think. Like, it's possible he wasn't doing a great job because vague messaging, not a lot of great comms around it, which I know we say in this space, but seems like maybe they weren't, it's possible this exit wasn't exactly something he wanted to do, so maybe he's getting wrongfully pinned on that, and they're asking him to leave after everything vested. That said, like, it's a really bad look to be like, look, we raised a bunch of money, a bunch of people played around in this thing, some people bought our tokens, some people used our product, and I'm out. Like, this isn't how, like, at some point, we need to, like, have more founders like Garga and Luca and people who say, this is my life's work and I want this to be important. Like, Garga won, tried to put another CEO in place, didn't work, came back in. Doesn't have to do it. He's done. He's rich. He's made it. He can disappear into the sunset and call it a day. He doesn't have to have people threatening his family and yelling at him online and telling him he sucks. Like, Garga is an example of someone who came back to try to make a difference. Luca, he could hand this thing off tomorrow and be like, you know what? I'm handing off Pudgy Penguins for that. He could do it if he wanted to, and he's perfectly fine, and he's probably set for life. I don't love this culture in crypto where there's sort of founder, hype, vest, bounce. It's such a bad look for the space. And it's not even like, to my understanding, even in the traditional startup world, how that works. And so yes, people exit, but like the way it's done and the integration of actual consumers being on the front end of this before things go public, before there's a product to buy, because this isn't like, hey, started a, insert business, some fast food business, got really popular, got bought out, exited it after a couple of years, but hey, it's taken off and it's being used by, bought and used by someone else or whatever. I mean, this is like people use crypto people who are speculating for sure as guinea pigs, pump something up, jump out, grab the parachute, and then start a new venture immediately, which I'm not saying they shouldn't work, but it's like, it just feels slimy, man.
Yeah, there's like, to your point though, there is unknown. Like, there very well could have been forced out, and that's not uncommon. It happens all the time in traditional businesses. Founders, whether co-founders, and they've falling out, one of them gets forced out. Whether it is a sole founder and they raise funds and a board forces them out, not uncommon. I'd say more common than not. I think what it's amplified or compounded by the fact that early supporters, token holders, often get much more impacted by this sort of activity than in, say, a public company that ousts their founder or founder leaves. In reality, is most companies that sort of stuff's probably taking place well before the company goes public, and so you just don't have as many other individuals impacted by this. But I think even more so than founder leaving, or like, what are they doing? Like, what is, I don't know. Like, it's just like more and more infra. And I think probably what is the non-deep take on it, but just like zooming out and like the perception from those here as well as people outside of the space is this just like you hear sort of this stuff and it gives people an opportunity to go back to, oh, crypto is just vaporware. Crypto is just, I can't remember where I saw it. I just saw it recently. Someone talked about, you can wrap a piece of, poop and put good buzzwords on it and it'll be valued at $1 billion in crypto. Like, I think more so than a founder getting ousted or leaving after they vest is most people are just going to see the headline and gives them more ammunition to say, oh, that's just crypto's just for scammers and grifters. And it's so not the case. Like, I truly mean what I said about raffles coming on chain. They all should be on chain. Hard stop. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. That sort of stuff, that sort of news, that sort of development, it gets overlooked by $1 billion valuations on vaporware and a founder exiting with tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars for not really doing much of value, if anything of value, right?
Yeah, and that's I guess my feeling is like it just feels like here's this idea, here's this thing that people are I feel like we sell ideas to like consumers, and yes, greedy consumers, people who want to make money at times. And yeah, it just it doesn't, it feels like it happens more here than anywhere else, where like you said, is it common that it could happen in other startups? Sure. But like someone who starts a burger joint that grows and gets ousted, or the various reasons founders get ousted, it doesn't feel the same as this, I guess, is all I can say about it. It just feels like this happens more often than not. They see often the win, they come with their next thing. I mean, it's not the same, but I mean, Invisible Friends, like somebody talked about that, like the guy who founded Invisible Friends is founded like, I don't keep up with it. I was never involved in Invisible Friends, but said that he founded like 4 separate projects or something, sold them out, made like $3.8 million or 8.3 or some large number. That's it.
And his wife made it on a project for $1 million.
Like
5 of them in total.
It's just, it makes you.
Why do we continue to give people like this money? I don't know the person individually. But this is a grift. I don't know. I don't know another word for it. Here's a post. An estimate on the amount of money Motion Marcus, sorry, I don't know you. I'm only going on information that I have available to me. Invisible Friends, 1,250 ETH. Garbage Friends, 265 ETH. 3D Invisible Friends, 350 ETH. Typical Friends, 18 ETH. Royalties, 2,300 ETH. Merch and figures, 100 to 150K. Ugly Sweaters, which is his wife's project, around $1 million. So in total, $19 million. Says, always been a big fan of his animated art, but come on, bro. You've already drained tons of ETH from the market. You come back now that ETH is at its all-time high. Yeah, it's just, none of these are needed, right? Maybe the answer is the same. Like, what if instead of dropping these additional collections, you just focused on first thing you did instead of trying to do more stuff and extract more money? By the way, related, if anyone wants an Invisible Friends merch bundle, I have a couple of hoodies and beanies still that I bought to try to get on that whitelist. That was peak whitelist season when you had to buy a $300 merch bundle to get an it was a fucking raffle, Steve, not on chain, but it was another raffle. If you bought this $300 merch kit, you might get a whitelist. You might get the privilege to mint something for, I don't know how much ETH it was at the time, but I say all that. I'm mad because I didn't win. Had I won, it would have been a nice print. It was a profitable flip, but just nothing there of substance, right? And just as founders launching chains and then leaving shortly after, it's not a good look. Same thing with founders launching collections. Like, businesses fail. I get that, but continuing to going back to the well when you've already raised, extracted, whatever you call it, $19 million. Not a great look.
I mean, people don't care as long as they can make money on stuff. And like, that's the part that sucks. Like, people are like, well, I think there's a chance I might be able to get out and greater fool this thing. And like, Yeah, that's the type of thing, like the Invisible Friends thing, it makes you feel not great. You see, like, what's going on with, like, again, story protocol, which who knows what happens behind the scenes there, but it sure isn't a good look. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm in the wrong business. I should just be a founder who exits, who, like, I speak well, throw me on the top of a company, and I'll tell you why it's awesome, and speak about it, and then when all's said and done, you can oust me once I've made millions of dollars and I can sail off into the sunset. Like, it just it just bums you out, I think, a little bit sometimes in this space, at least for me. So
To your point, he came back, posted a tweet when Bitcoin ETH at all-time highs or near it, and floor price pumped from 0.13 all the way up to almost 0.2, and then now is back down to 0.12. I'm sorry, almost up to 0.2, and then now is back down to 0.12 this morning, back below where it was before the announcement. Like, to your point, people will just buy stuff purely on speculation because they think they can make money on it, and then it comes back out of nowhere, floor price pumps up, and now people realize, oh, this is just another grift. It's back down below where it was 0.15 prior to, but
yeah, I mean, toss some cool art. It's just the amount of times, like, I didn't like talk about things I probably shouldn't have talked about. I didn't release collections when people were like, oh, you could do this. Like, it's like, just makes you wonder. It's like, man, nobody cares. Nobody would have cared. And so I don't know. It's just sometimes I get, frustrated with that sort of stuff where it's like, yeah, I don't know.
There's another one apparently too. Meglio. Are you familiar with this one?
Nope.
So I just saw, this is from, let me give proper credit here. Loshmi. Scammers are coming back. Founders are leaving projects and extracting millions of dollars. This is the time where the more time goes by, the more of these people will pop out trying to extract and take money out of your pockets. It is your choice to find good creators and stick right next to them. Stay safe. Story, Marcus from Invisible Friends, and then Meglio team. And that Meglio team is raised 197 ETH from its mint in June, so just 2 months ago. Nearly $1 million. Nearly $1 million just 2 months ago. A few days ago, the team launched a meme coin called Chunky and rugged it a good 4 figures again. Yeah, I get first time seeing this. I'm not familiar with Meglio, but yeah, it's like raise $1 million and it's just, yeah, we should. I guess we should drop a token. Stop talking about playing with our balls and drop a token, Steve.
Yeah, good day at the office, I suppose. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a bummer. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm over here just deciding if I'm gonna like take a small amount of stables and convert them over to some stuff, and other people are like, yeah, just drop a project, make some cash, call it a day. We just give stuff away on here, apparently. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's red day in the market and people are out for blood, I guess, but we'll see. That said, Cap, any other things to hit on? It's 10 o'clock. We'll let people get out of here. I've got a couple things I got to hit on. Did have a meeting canceled at 11, so I'm able to actually kind of eat before working on some stuff. I know we're gonna work on some stuff.
Exciting stuff coming. I know we teased it. We actually were serious. We got some exciting stuff coming soon.
Yes,
not millions of dollars, but we will be, and it won't be a Bored Ape, but we will be giving away some nice prizes too.
Yeah, if you listen to this show, you're gonna have an opportunity to win some prizes and participate in some different ways. And especially if you're a regular listener, you're gonna get the
might be some
extra little extra
some raffle mechanics in this one as well.
Yeah, it's a little extra raffle mechanics. So
last thing, I will hit it again. The carousel, it's up top. I'm going to share it so it'll be all the way to the left. It's all the way to the right now. I'll share it. It's all the way to the left as I speak. Another guest joining us tomorrow, and post show. If you're paying attention, you can probably guess who our guest might be, because post show I'm going to be streaming some Spoiled Banana Society drafts. Really a big football fan, big best ball fan. And
when are the drafts streaming? When are you streaming the draft?
Right after the show. So I'll probably start like 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock now, but tomorrow,
not today.
Oh, okay. I I may want to tag along with you. I have 5 entries I need to get in. I was talking to Fundy Ape about some strategies this weekend, and I just haven't gotten in.
So tune into the show tomorrow.
I will.
You'll talk a little bit about it for everyone else too. Like if you've not drafted on Spoken Society or you're curious, it's not going to be exclusive, just Coffee with Captain listeners. But yeah, I would love. I mean, the reason we do it right after the show is we'll talk through it. We'll talk some strategy. We'll if you're first time you're hearing about it, you'll get to learn about it. And I'd love to get a fun room. I'll probably do a few because if usually how they go, you get people will draft more than once. So if you get a room full, you'll draft, and then I'd like to probably fire a few back to back. And it would be fun to have a room with, really everyone in there is probably a friend directly or indirectly at this point. But I would like to be fun to have a draft room of.
How long do the drafts take, out of curiosity?
Good question. I haven't timed it. Maybe a half hour ish.
Okay, because half hour might be, if it's right after the show, could probably handle. Realize I got to take my daughter to a haircut at like 11:15 tomorrow. So like
15 rounds, you go pretty quick. 10 team drafts, 10 team pods. So yeah, they go faster than most of your like underdog or best ball. But sometimes like the lobby may not fill as fast as underdog, but once it fills and you go off, like the drafts don't take that long.
Cool.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow. You don't have to draft with us tomorrow. You can do it anytime, but we'll see if we can get a fun Coffee with Captain room and just we'll talk again more tomorrow. But you draft, so the pod that you draft with, in this case the 10 teams in the draft, that's who competes like the first 14 weeks of the season, and then if you finish first, then you advance to the playoffs. So you're playing in a bigger pool, and the price pool is in ETH, which they started a while ago. So if we do get 10K ETH, the price pool would effectively double throughout the course of the season. So that's exciting as well. And just like we talk about, raffles are better on chain. So is best ball, because you can actually sell your team before the season comes to an end. So you draft a good squad, you make the playoffs, you don't want the sweat, you want to take some chips off the table. You can do that here, which is simply not possible to do in off-chain best ball. So more on that tomorrow. But yeah, I like all of our guests. This is just one that I feel like I can have an extended cold open tomorrow, talking about things that aren't. I mean, it is certainly on chain and Web3 crypto related, but both my worlds colliding. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, like I said, I got some entries I got to fire into that, and I'm looking forward to firing some entries into that. Might not be able to do it till Thursday, actually, looking at the calendar. But if there's a half hour after the show, I could probably swing that before I take my daughter to go get her haircut. Little preschool hair, not preschool, but before school haircut. Just be ready for the year. And then Wednesday, I was actually, maybe I'll wait till Thursday, but I was floating around the idea. I can't believe I just used floating. I think I'm going to try a float tank for the first time. Probably cold open stuff, but yeah, never done one before. You ever done one of these sensory deprivations?
Trying that biohacking sort of stuff. Actually, I probably should do this because I really struggle with meditation or turning off my brain, and maybe something like this would actually help me get into that flow.
Yeah, because I'll report back, because I struggle with it, but I force myself to do it. So like I will stretch and listen to meditation music, or I put meditation music on for my morning drive to Starbucks, or I try to be better about it, but I'm not great at it. And I've heard good things, and I've never done it before. It was all the hype a few years ago, but there's one that's not too far from me, so planning to do swing in and give that a try either Wednesday or Thursday. So we'll see. But I wanna get myself in try floating. We'll see.
I apologize again. Appreciate everyone who powered through us, especially the abstract chat, the YouTube chat. I'd like to think I'm pretty decent at troubleshooting tech. This one it really has me in a pickle because it's seemingly as random. So I will do my best to power through that. But we'll see if we can get the Wagner brothers on stream tomorrow. So, and I think they were planning on doing that anyways. So shouldn't be any audio issues tomorrow. But I digress. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate everything. Appreciate the tips over there in abstract. Appreciate all the love and support across the chats. And we will solve this. We'll get through it to sooner or later eliminate the losing audio from our guest speakers when they join us on Spaces.
Yeah, do our best. That said, cool. Let's let everyone self into their day. Appreciate everyone who came through this morning. Red days, green days, we're here. Rate cuts in 3 weeks, hopefully coming to save us all. But that said, let's let everyone stay off on their day. Thanks to everyone who came through. We'll talk to everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.